What is the meaning of life? This is one of those questions that you hear now and again, which has many possible answers. To some of us, though, the question itself seems rather meaningless. It often has religious or spiritual connotations, which imply that there is a reality beyond the physical world. If this is so, then you would expect to find some coherent evidence for this, some repeatable experiment which could confirm the existence of something we couldn't normally see or experience. But as any of you who have looked into this with a critical eye will have noticed, there is a noticeable absence of such evidence. Does life have a purpose? If life was created intentionally by an intelligent being, then the answer must be yes. But that raises a further question. How did the intelligent creator arrive at the position of being able to create life? Who or what created the creator? This brings us to the infinite regress argument, or the nonsensical assertion that the creator was always there, existing infinitely far back in time. Thanks to Einstein's general theory of relativity, which was published in 1916 and hasn't yet been superseded, we can fairly confidently conclude that time began at a certain point, thought since 1998 to be 13.7 billion years ago. General relativity deals with a lot more than just gravity. Infinity is a concept which the human mind struggles to grasp. We can write down large numbers which represent every atom in the universe, every unit of Planck time since the Big Bang, every cubic Planck unit of space in the universe, every joule of energy, every photon of light, and so on. Yet we can easily write numbers trillions of times bigger, and these numbers are vanishingly small compared with an infinitely large number. So any attempt to attach an infinite being to a finite universe simply don't work. If you then say, well, God works in mysterious ways, or just God did it, then it sounds like a bit of a cop-out. To the theists and spiritual believers, I would say this. If you're not prepared to think things through to their logical conclusion, then you can't really claim victory in an argument. But this is precisely what some of them do, especially the more fundamental ones. It seems to me that those of us who ask more questions are less likely to hold fundamental views. I must stress that these are observations of mine, and I would be delighted one day to be reunited with friends who have died and have more than the few decades I can expect before the inevitable demise of this life I'm part way through now. But I'm not confident that this will happen. Many people have told me such things will happen and seem very sure about their claims, but so far their reasoning hasn't convinced me. As far as I can make out, there is no meaning or purpose to life or existence, at least not in a metaphysical or religious sense. However, from a biological perspective, our genes use our bodies to survive and exist through countless generations, so their purpose is to replicate, by getting us to have babies. This seems more like a function than a purpose, but to assert that this was intentionally designed is a leap into the unknown that I, for one, am not prepared to make. According to string theorists, there may be 10 or 11 spatial dimensions, not just the 3 we are familiar with. However, as far as I know, there is no proof of these extra dimensions beyond some rather interesting mathematics. If it turns out that there are extra dimensions, then investigation of these might shed some light on the question. Now we get to what I think is the heart of the matter. We find meaning and purpose and apply it to our lives. Many of us wish to leave the world a slightly better place than we found it. For me, I enjoy growing and planting trees in the hope that some of them will continue to absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it as wood, as well as giving shelter to animals, long after I'm gone. I try to be nice to people, with varying degrees of success. Within the last year I started making videos which have found their way to many more people who actually like them than I ever expected. So YouTube has given me the incentive to organize and share my thoughts with you. Life is what we make of it. I seriously doubt that it comes with meaning or purpose, but we bring meaning to it, and purpose, and that is a good thing. There are some who think that we are all part of God and are experiencing life for His enjoyment. They also tend to believe that we reincarnate as humans if our behavior has been indifferent, animals if our behavior has been bad, and that if we've been really good, we don't reincarnate at all, and our soul goes straight to heaven or some supposedly nice place. Personally, I'd go for another human life, if I could choose, preferably one in which I could remember this life. But it doesn't work like that. According to the New Age occult and spiritual believers, your memory is wiped each time you're reborn. As you can probably tell, I've not been convinced by New Age beliefs either. If we focus on what we do know and recognize that the Earth is like an oasis of life, that we're almost certainly not going to find multicellular life within at least 4.2 light years in any direction, and probably a lot more, we begin to realize how rare and how precious life is. Carl Sagan likened the Earth to a pale blue dot in a vast cosmic ocean. So in terms of what we do know, we are incredibly special, incredibly lucky to be here at all. Of all the millions of sperm released on one of many occasions, one in particular connected with a particular egg inside your mother, which became you, and now you have the ability to comprehend what you are, how unlikely you are, and in that sense, you are a tiny piece of the vast universe which is able to see itself and understand more than any previous generation in human history. That's not to say we are the wisest humans ever to have lived, but we're certainly the most knowledgeable. So you see, there probably is no meaning or purpose to life imposed from outside or on high. But we have meaning and purpose because we choose to lead meaningful and purposeful lives. That's what I think about the meaning of life. But hey, don't take my word for it.
Take it away, Eric the orchestra leader.
I want 2, 3, 4.
Why are we here? What's life all about? Is God really real? Or is there some doubt? Well, tonight we're going to sort it all out. For tonight, it's the meaning of life. What's the point of all these hoax? Is it the chicken and the egg time? Are we just yokes? Perhaps we're just one of God's little jokes. Where some say the meaning of life. Is life just a game where we make up the rules while we're searching for something to say? Or are we just simply spiraling coils of self-replicating DNA? In this life, what is our fate? Is there heaven and hell? Do we reincarnate? Is mankind evolving? Or is it too late? Well, tonight, here's the meaning of life. For millions, this life is a sad veil of tears, sitting around with nothing to say. While the scientists say we're just simply spiraling coils of self-replicating DNA. So just why are we here? And just what do we fear? Well, ce soir, for a change, it will all be made clear. For this is the meaning of life. C'est la sens de la vie, this is